Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Tommy D here. I'm along with Johnny Lowe. We're talking Kentucky Oaks 2019. It's going to be on May 3rd. It's coming up this Friday. And we're going to give you 7 horses that we think have a shot here. So let's get right at it, Johnny. Number 7, who do you like?
Number 7 is going to be Chocolate Kisses. Chocolate Kisses is 20-1. Very nice price. We're going to see a lot of those on the list. Chocolate Kisses is by Candy Ride. Candy Ride has Game Winner as well as Vacoma going in the Kentucky Derby. It could be a nice little double if you want to put that together. Chocolate Kisses is out of Brownie Points. Brownie Points is by Forest Wildcat. Forest Wildcat is of the Stormcat line. She dropped point system in 10 races, 1-5, 2 seconds, and a third. Point system won her last race, but hasn't been on the track recently. I'm not sure if she's taking a break or coming back to compete. Also dropped Synchrony. Synchrony is a big type on the turf.
Yeah, Synchrony, I remember that one. You got Mark Casse here. Leparou's going to take them out here. This horse finished 6th in the Ashland. Didn't get the best trip, but if you go back to the Honeybee, the race before, this horse closed like a monster. If there's a fast pace in this race, this horse will be a deep closer. Maybe get him in the superfecta, trifecta on the end. But if it's a fast pace, this horse can win the race. Mark Casse, a great Canadian trainer. I like the chances here for a shot here. Let's move on to number 6, Johnny. Number 6, who do we got?
Yeah, number 6 is going to be Restless Rider. Restless Rider is a horse that's by Distorted Humor. Looks as if it's going to rain for the Oaks. Distorted Humor is an excellent sire for the rain. Last year, a lot of people remember Funny Duck, the long shot. He was by Distorted Humor. She's out of Silky Serenade. Silky Serenade's by Unbridled Song. The second Damn, Smooth as Silk, dropped 2 6-figure winners, and Restless Rider seems to have a little bit of talent inherited through those genes.
Yeah, I mean, Hernandez Jr., McPeek, they're a great combo together. And what I like about this horse, it shows up every time, Johnny. 2nd in the Ashland, 2nd in the Goldenrod Grade 2, 2nd in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. So this horse performs, and if it can just keep improving, I think Restless Rider with the connections will have a great shot here. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Number 5 on the list, Johnny.
Yeah, so number 5 is going to be Out for a Spin. Out for a Spin, unfortunately, drew the rail, but at 15-1, it's worth a look. And Out for a Spin is by Hardspun. Hardspun is a great stallion for the mud as well. We saw that with Hidden Scrolls debut, won by 14, 15 lengths. Hardspun is produced Questing, who won $880,000, as well as Hard Not to Like, who's a $1.2 million winner. He's the real deal at the stud box, I guess you would call it. She's out of My Mammy by Came Home, the Gone West line. And My Mammy is 5 for 5, dropping winners with 3 6-figure winners. This horse has a lot of pedigree.
Yeah, I mean, and this horse showed up in the Ashland, won big time at 52-1. Dallas Stewart, veteran trainer of the game, and picks up Irad Ortiz Jr., one of the best young riders in the country. I would say, on the way up and probably one of the best out there. And I think that this horse, could be right there beating Jaywalk. A lot of people were all about Jaywalk, and this horse showed up and found a nice trip there. Out for a Spin, I think, has a chance here. I agree with you, Johnny. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4, who do we got?
So 4 is going to be our Bob Baffert horse here, Flor de la Mar. Flor de la Mar is by Tisnow. Tisnow is the Man of War stallion line. It's the all-American line here. And Flor de la Mar is by Tisnow out of Sacricity by Pulpit. Sacricity won $252,000 in her career. Pulpit's the AP Indy line. AP Indy goes back to Seattle Slew, so we've got the all-American horse here, Seattle Slew with a Man of War cross. Horse looks pretty formidable if she can get back to the form she had her first race when she came out a winner first out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Baffert, when you say that just music to my ears. This guy knows how to win. He's won the Oaks, won the Derby, one of the best trainers. We're here in Southern California. We see him up and close and personal. This horse broke an impressive maiden at Santa Anita, 2nd in the Santa Anita Oaks behind Bellafina. It did have a rough trip in the middle race there on the wet track, so that can be a concern. Didn't like the wet track on that day, but Johnny was telling me the pedigree's there. But Bob Baffert's all you got to tell me. I'm not going to leave a Bob Baffert horse off our list here. Let's move on to number 3, Johnny. Who do we got? Number 3.
Number 3, I like a 15-1 shot here with Motion Emotion. Motion Emotion has a huge shot in this race. She could easily be number 1 on my list. She's by Take Charge Indy. Take Charge Indy has Long Range Toddy running in the Kentucky Derby as well. She's out of Golden Motion, who was unraced, but by Smart Strike, so we've got a really good stallion line there. Second Dam Golden Tie was 9 for 12 with winners. And if you break down the AP Indy line a little bit more, which is the stallion line, you have Seattle Slew on top with Weekend Surprise on the bottom. Weekend Surprise is by Secretariat out of Lassie Deer, who's by Buckpasser. We've got a lot of stamina up top.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of solid names there, Johnny, in the pedigree. So I do like this horse quite a bit. Motion and motion. Thomas Van Berg, I got to hear an interview talking about this horse. Money Mike Smith is up on the horse, wanted to come back and ride it. So to me, that says a lot. This horse was speed and finished second in the Fantasy Stakes, losing by a length. And then second in the Honeybee, but that pace was very fast in that Honeybee. We talked about Chocolate Kisses, and this horse was able to still score second. So this is a nice little filly here for Thomas Van Berg. And like I said, Money Mike Smith. Come on, Money Mike Smith, bring the money. At 15-1, I'll take it. So let's move on to number 2 on the list. Johnny, number 2, who do we got?
Yeah, so number 2 is going to be 20-1, and you know what they say, an apple a day. The horse Lady Apple is going to be number 2 on the list. Lady Apple is by Curlin. Curlin's a good stallion for a little bit of mud as well. I believe the Breeders' Cup that Curlin won was in the mud. Lady Apple is out of Miss Mary Apples by Clever Trick. She was 9 for 12 as far as winners go. Apple Empire will probably win at some point, making her 10 for 12. 3 out of the 4 were 6-figure earners, and all fillies. 3 out of her 4 fillies were 6-figure earners. I think this horse has a great shot.
Yeah, Lady Apple connections. Steve Asmussen, Santana Jr. here. Phoenix Thoroughbreds, the owners, very prominent group. This horse won the Fantasy Stakes at Oakland pretty nicely. Found a nice spot on the rail. And it won at a pretty good price at 9-1. What I like, this horse is 3 for 3 on the year. It's an improving filly, and the numbers are improving each time. So Lady Apple, I think, can be a little bit sneaky here. Steve Asmussen, one of the top trainers also out there. So I like it. Number 2, Lady Apple. Moving on to number 1. And as you know, we already went through 6 horses, and we didn't name a horse you're probably waiting for. And you're right. Number 1, Johnny. Why don't you tell them who it is?
The superstar of this year's Kentucky Oaks, if she takes to the track and the ship a little bit better than the last time in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly, will be Bellafina. Bellafina's by Quality Road, which is just an outstanding stallion. He sired last year's Oaks winner, Abel Tasman. He's also sired Salty, Caledonia Road, Illuminant. I mean, the list goes on for the fillies that he's sired. And we know he's good on the mud as well. We saw that with City of Light in the Pegasus World Cup. She's out of Akron Moon by Malibu Moon. Malibu Moon obviously sired Orb, who won in the mud as well. Full sister to Diamond King. Diamond King just ran second in the Charlestown Handicap. And Second Dam Acronism won $500,000. So this horse is just top to bottom, regally bred. It's got the credentials.
Yeah, so I mean, Bellafina, there's a couple things I just add. Simon Callagahan, great young trainer. Owners, Kaleem Shah, connections. They win a lot of races. They know what they're doing. She had a nice little workout, running a minute 1. And Callahan said it's just what he was looking for, so it's perfect going into this. This horse has earned $1 million earner already in his career, won 3 grade 1s already, very respectable. And you get Flavian Pratt aboard. Been on top of this filly all 8 times, and Flavian Pratt's one of the best young riders out there also, especially out here in Southern California. 3 for 3 this year, won the Santa Ynez grade 2, the Las Venegas Stakes grade 2, and the Santa Anita Oaks. Won the Santa Anita Oaks easily by 4.5. The only thing that concerns me is there's short fields out here in Santa Anita, Southern California. I don't think the competition was so stiff. 4 horses in one field, 5 horses in the other, 5 horses in the other. It's going to be going up against a bigger field. I think there's going to be a lot of pace in here. I'm a little concerned. Bellafina, of course, is a superstar. Lost at Churchill last time it ran there, so that can be something. Horses for courses, and I really think Bellafina does have a chance to win. But, on my tickets, I think we're going to try to take a couple shots and beat her, Johnny. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. And looking at the morning line odds, if they're anything like they'll be on Oaks Day, it's ripe for an upset, and it's ripe for some big money payouts.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, thanks for joining us. There's 7 horses we think have a chance to win the Kentucky Oaks coming up here May 3rd, 2019. Tommy D from the Hip Horse, Johnny Lowe from the Rooster Coop. Also, we're on WS Radio on Saturday and Sundays, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be doing a special show, if you get this early enough, 8 o'clock on Derby Day. That's Saturday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you go to wwsradio.com to listen in. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope you enjoyed, and good luck out there.